famine or in rain.
When the hurly-burly's done, when the battle's lost and won, that will be ere the set of sun.
Where the place?
Upon the heath, there to meet with Macbeth.
I come, grey Malkin.
Haddock call, anon. Fair is foul,
Fair
and
is
foul
foul,
is
and foul is
fair.
fair.
Hover
Hover through the fog,
the
filthy air.
What bloody man is that? He can report us to his boy's plight of the revolt of the new estate.
This is the man. You're like a good and hardy soldier fought against my captivity. Hail! Brave friend! Tell Duncan your knowledge of the brawlers down the street.
Careful it stood. The merciless MacDonald from the Western Isles, a kerns and gallow glasses is supplied. But all's too weak. For brave Macbeth, well he deserves that name. Disdaining fortune with his brandished steel which smote with bloody execution. Like Valor's minion, carved out his passage till he faced the slave. Which ne'er shook hands, nor bade farewell to him, till he unseamed him from the nave to the chops.
Oh, valiant cousin, worthy gentleman.
No sooner justice and good valour arm compelled these skipping kerns to trust their image. But the villainous lord, surveying vantage, refurbished arms and new supplies of men began a fresh assault.
Jesmond got this our captains, Macbeth and Banquo.
Yeah, a sparrow's eagle, or the hare, the lion. If I say sooth, I must report they were as cannons overcharged with double cracks, so they doubly redoubled their strokes upon the fire. But I am weak, my gashes cry for help.
So well thy words become the ace of thy wounds. They smack of honour, but go, get him surgeons. Who comes here?
The worthy Thane of Ross.
God save the king.
Ah. Whence came thou, worthy Thane?
From Fife, Duncan, where villains' banners flout the sky and fan our people cold. The Thane of Cawdor gan a dismal conflict. And to conclude, the victory fell on us.
Oh, great happiness! No more that Thane of Cawdor shall deceive our bosom interest. Go, pronounce his present death, and with his former title, greet Macbeth.
I'll see it done.
What he hath lost, noble Macbeth has won.
Where hast thou been, sister?
Killing swine.
Sister, where thou?
A sailor's wife had chestnuts on her lap, and munched, and munched, and munched. Give me, quoth I. I write thee which the rumpy Bronian cries. Her husband's to Aleppo gone, master of the tiger, and in a sieve I'll be the sailor like a rat without a tail. I'll do, and I'll do.
I'll give thee your will.
Thou art kind,
And I another.
I myself will the other. I shall drain him dry as hay. Sleep shall neither night nor day hang upon his penthouse lid. He shall live, a man forbid. Weary 7 nights, 9 times 9 shall he dwindle. Peak, I'm fine. Though his bark cannot be lost, yet it shall be tempest tossed. Look what I have.
Show me, show me.
Here I have a pilot's thumb racked, as already did come.
A drum, Macbeth doth come.
We are sisters, hand in hand, posters of the sea and land. Thus you go about, Christ again, to make up mind. Peace, peace.
So foul and fair,
So wild, so withered in their attire that look not like the inhabitants of the earth, and yet right. Well, have you, or are you all but man-made question?
Speak. If you can. What are you?
Oh, hail Macbeth. Hail to thee, Thane of Glamis.
Oh, hail Macbeth, hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor.
All hail Macbeth, that shalt be king hereafter.
Good sir, why do you start as you fear things that do sound so fair? In the name of truth, are you fantastical, or that indeed which outwardly you show? My noble friend, here you greet with present grace and great prediction. To me you speak not. If you can look into the seeds of time, and say which grain will grow and which will not, speak then to me, who neither beg nor fear your favours, nor your hate.
Hail.
Hail, hail.
Lesser than Macbeth. And greater.
Not so happy, yet much happier.
Thou shalt get kings, though thou be none. So all hail Macbeth and Banquo.
Banquo, Macbeth. Oh, hail.
Oh, stay! You imperfect speakers. Tell me more. By Sinel's death, I know that I am Thane of Glamis. But how of Cawdor? The Thane of Cawdor lives. Speak, I charge you. Huh?
The earth hath bubbles as the water has, and these are them. Whither have they vanished?
Into the air, and what seemed corporal melted as breath into the wind. Would they had stayed?
Were such things here as we do speak about? Have we eaten of the insane root that takes the reason prisoner?
Oh, your children shall be king!
Scarce a big thing!
And Thane of Cawdor too, went it not so?
To the sausage.
Hello! Who's here? Hey,
The king hath happily received Macbeth the news of thy success. We are sent from our royal master to give thee thanks, and for the earnest of a greater honour, he bade me from him call thee Thane of Cawdor. In which addition, hail, most worthy Thane, for it is thine.
Can the devil speak true?
the Thane of Cawdor lives. Why do you dress me in borrowed robes?
Who was the Thane lives yet, but under heavy judgment bears that life which he deserves to lose. Treason's capital, confessed and proved, have overthrown him.
Glamis and the Thane of Cawdor. The greatest is behind. I thank you. This supernatural soliciting cannot be held. Do you not hope your children shall be kings when those that gave the Thane of Cawdor to me promised no less to them?
Just the almighty killed you to the crown, besides the Thane of Cawdor. Oftentimes, to winners to our harms, the instruments of darkness tell us truths, winners with honest trifles, only to betray us in deepest consequence.
Two truths are told, as happy prologues to the swelling act of the imperial theme. And this supernatural soliciting cannot be ill, but cannot be good.
Look how our partner's right.
If chance will have me king, why chance may crown me without my stir.
You want us come upon it like our strange garments cleave not to our mould, but with the aid of use.
Come what come may, time and the hour comes through the roughest day.
Worthy Macbeth, we stay upon your leisure.
Give me your favour. My dull brain was wrought with things forgotten. Let us towards Duncan. Come, friends.
Execution done on Cawdor. Are not those in commission yet returned?
Well, order. They have not yet returned. But I have talked with those that saw him die. Nothing in his life became him like the leaving it. He died as one that had been studied in his death to throw away the dearest thing he owed us for a careless trifle.
There's no art to find the mind's construction in the face. He was a gentleman, on whom I built an absolute trust. Ah, worthiest cousin! Wouldst thou have less deserved that the proportion of both thanks and payment might have been mine? I have only left to say, more is thy due, then more than all can pay.
The service and the loyalty I owe in doing it pays itself.
Sons, kinsmen, thanes, and those whose places are the nearest. Now we will establish our estate upon our eldest, Malcolm, who we name hereafter the Prince of Cumberland, which honour must not unaccompanied invest him only, but signs of nobleness like stars shall shine on all deservers.
The rest is labour, which is not used for you. I'll be myself the harbinger and make joyful the hearing of my wife with your approach, so humbly take my leave.
My worthy Cawdor! Ha 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 ha! Come.
The Prince of Cumberland. There's a step on which I must fall down, or else I'll leap, for in my way it lies. Stars, hide your fires, let not light see my black and deep desires. The eye, wink at the hand, yet let that be which the eye fears when 'tis done to see.
They met me in the day of success, and I have learned by the perfect report they have more in them than mortal knowledge. When I burned a desire to question them further, they made themselves air into which they vanished. Whilst I stood wrapped in the wonder of it, came missives from the king, who all hailed me Thane of Cawdor, by which title before these weird sisters saluted me, and referred me to the coming on of time with hail king that shall be. This have I thought good to deliver thee, my dearest partner in greatness. Lay it to thy heart, and farewell. Arms thou art, and Cawdor, and shalt be what thou art promised. Yet do I fear thy nature. 'Tis too full of the milk of human kindness to catch the nearest way. Hie thee hither, that I may pour my spirits into thine ear, and chastise with the valour of my tongue all that impedes thee from the golden round, which fate and metaphysical aid doth seem to have thee crowned withal. What is thy tiding?
Duncan comes here tonight.
Thou art mad to say it. Is not thy master with him, who, wert so, would have informed for preparation?
Supisu, it is true. One of my fellows had the speed of him.
We'll go give him tending. He brings great news. The raven himself is horse that croaks the fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlements. Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here, and fill me from the crown to the toe, top full of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood. Stop up the access and passage to remorse, that no compunctious visitings of nature shake my fell purpose, nor keep peace between the effect and it. Come, thick night, and pull thee in the dunnest smoke of hell, that my keen knife see not the wound it makes, nor heaven peep through the blanket of the dark to cry, hold, hold. Great arms, worthy Cawdor, greater than both by the order My letters have transported me beyond this ignorant present, and I see now the future in the instant.
My dearest love, Duncan comes here.
And when goes hence?
Tomorrow, as he purposes.
Oh, never shall sun that morrow see. Your face, my fane, is as a book, wherein men may read strange matters. To beguile the time, look like the time. Welcome in your eye, your hand, your tongue. Look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent unlit. He that's coming must be provided for, and you shall put this night's great business into my dispatch, which shall, for all our nights and days to come, give solely sovereign sway and mastery.
We will speak further.
Only look up clear. To alter favour ever is to fear. Leave all the rest to me.
See our honoured hostess. The love that follows us sometimes is our trouble, yet still we thank his love. Herein I teach you how you shall bid God's illness for your pains and thank us for your trouble.
All our service, twice done and then done double, were poor and single business, to contend with the honours deep and broad wherein your majesty loads our house.
Where is the Thane of Cawdor? Fair and noble hostess, we are your guests. Sir Knight.
Your servants ever have theirs for themselves, and what is theirs in comp to make their audit at your highness' pleasure, still to return your own.
Give me your hand. Conduct me to mine host, for we love him highly, and shall continue our graces towards him. By your leave, hostess.
If it were done, when 'tis done, then 'twere well it were done quickly. If the assassination could trammel up the consequence and catch with his decreased success, that, but this blow, could be the be-all and the end-all here. But here, upon this bank and shoal of time, we jump the life to come. But in these cases, we still have judgment here that we but teach bloody instruction, which being taught turns to plague the inventor. He is here in double trust. First, as I am his kinsman and his subject, strong both against the deed. Then, as his host, who should against his murderer shut the door, not pare the knife myself. I have no spur with which to prick the sides of my intent, only a vaulting ambition which o'erleaps itself and falls on t'other. How now, what news?
He has almost supped. Why have you left the chamber?
Have he asked for me?
Maybe not. He has.
We will proceed no further in this business. He hath honoured me of late, and I have bought golden opinions from all sorts of people, which will be worn now in their newest gloss, not cast aside so soon.
Was the hope drunk? dressed yourself? Hath it slept since, and wakes it now to look so green and pale, of what it did so freely? From this time such I account thy love. Art thou afeard to be the same in thine own act and valour as thou art in desire? Wouldst thou have that which thou esteemest the ornament of life, and live a coward in thine own esteem, letting I dare not wait upon I would, like the poor cat in the act?
Pretty peace! I dare do all that would become a man. Who dares do more is none.
What beast was then that made you break this enterprise to me? When you durst do it, then you were a man. And to be more than what you were, oh, you would be so much more the man. I have given suck, and know how tender it is to love the babe that milks me. I would, while it was smiling in my face, have plucked my nipple from its boneless gums and dashed the brains out, had I so sworn as you have done to this.
If we should fail.
We fail, but screw your courage to the sticking place and will not fail. When Duncan is asleep, his two chamberlain will I with wine and wassail, so convinced that memory, that warder of the brain, shall be a fume. And when in swinish sleep their drenched natures lie as in a death, what cannot you and I perform against the unguarded Duncan? What not put upon his spongy officers, who shall bear the guilt of our great quell?
Bring forth men, children only, for thy undaunted metals should compose nothing but males. Will it not be received when we have marked with blood those sleepy two of his own chamber, and used their very daggers that they have done?
Who dares receive it other, when we shall make our griefs and clamour roar upon his death?
I am settled, and bend up each corporal agent to this terrible feat. Away, and mock the time with fairest show. False face must hide, while the false heart doth know.
How goes the night, boy?
The moon is down. I have not heard the clock.
She goes down at 12.
I take it to say so.
There's husbandry in heaven. A heavy summons lies like lead upon me, and yet I would not sleep. Oh, merciful powers, restraining me the cursed thoughts that nature gives way to in repose. Give me my blade. Who's there?
A friend.
What's sir? Are you to rest? The king's the bed. He hath been an unusual pleasure, and sent forth great largesse to your offices. I dreamt last night of the three weird sisters. To you they've shown some truth.
I think not of them. Yet, when we can entreat and how to serve, we would spend it in some words upon that business. If you would grant the time,
In your county's leisure.
or if you shall cleave to my consent, when 'tis, it shall make honour for you.
So I lose none in seeking to augment it. But still, keep my bosom franchised and my allegiance clear. I shall be counsel.
We reposed a while.
Thanks, you. Like you.
Go bid my mistress. When my drink is ready, she strike upon the bell. Get thee to bed. Is this a dagger which I see before me? Handle towards my hand? Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not, and yet I see thee still. Art thou not fatal vision, sensible to feeling as to sight, or art thou but a dagger of the mind? A false creation, proceeding from this heat, oppressed brain. I see thee still, and on thy blade and dudgeon gouts of blood, which was not so before. There is no such thing. It is this bloody business which informs thus to mine eyes. Thou sure and firm set earth, hear not my steps which way they walk for fear. Thy very stones prate of my whereabouts, and take the present horror from the time which now suits with it. While I threat, he lives. Words to the heat of deeds, to cold breath gives. I go, and it is done. The bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan, for it is a knell that summons thee to heaven. Or to hell.
That which hath made them drunk hath made me bold. What hath quenched them hath given me fire. Oh. Peace. It was the owl that shrieked, the fatal bellman that gives the sterns good night. He is about it. The doors are open, and the surfeited grooms do mock their charge with snores. I have drugged their bosses, that death and nature do contend about them, whether they live or die.
Who's there? What? Oh!
Oh, lad, I am afraid they have awaked and 'tis not done. The intent and not the deed confounds us. I laid the blades ready, he could not miss them. Had he not resembled my father as he slept, I had done it. Or my husband.
I have done the deed. Didst thou not hear a noise?
I heard the owl scream and the crickets cry. Did not you speak?
When?
Now.
Well, as I descended?
Why?
Oh. Hark! Who lies in the second chamber?
Malcolm.
Oh, this is a sorry sight.
Oh, foolish thought to say a sorry sight.
Methought I heard a voice cry, sleep no more. Macbeth doth murder sleep.
Who was it that thus cried? My worthy thane, you do unbend your noble strength to think so brain-sickly on things. Go, get some water and wash this filthy witness from your hand. Why did you bring the blade from the place? It must lie there. Go, carry it and smear the sleepy wounds with blood.
I will go no more. I am afraid to think what I have done. Look on it again, I dare not.
Oh, firm purpose. Give me the blade. I'll gild their faces with all, for it must seem their guilt.
Oh, whence is that knocking? How is't with me when every noise appalls me? What hands are these? They pluck out my eyes. With all great Neptune's oceans, wash this blood clean from my hands. No, this This mine hand will rather the multitudinous seas in Canada, making the green one red.
My hands are of your colour, but I shame to wear a heart so white. I'm not in the South Entry, retiring to our chamber. A little water clears us of this deed. How easy is it then? Your constancy hath left you unattended. Why, more knockings. Come, put on your nightgown, lest occasion call us and show us to be watchers. Be not lost so poorly in your thought.
To know my deed were best not know myself. Wait, Duncan, with thy knocking, I would thou couldst.
Here's a knocking indeed. If a man were Porter of Elgate, he would have old turning that key. No, who's there? In the name of Beelzebub. Here's a farmer what hanged himself on the expectation of plenty. Who come in time. Have napkins enough about, you know. Here, you'll sweat for it. Knock, knock, knock. Who's there in the devil's name? Well, here is an equivocator that could swear for both scales against either scale. Yeah, he committed treason, for God's sake, but he could not equivocate to heaven. Oh, come in, oh, equivocator! Go on, knock, never quiet. Right, what are you? Oh, no. No, here is too cold for hell. Yeah, I'll devil pour it no longer. Oh, I had hoped to let one in of all professions that walk the primrose way to the everlasting bonfire.
So late, friend, ere you went to bed, that you do lie so late?
Oh, well, we was carousing until the second cock, sir. And drink is a great provoker of three things.
What three things does drink especially provoke?
Well, sir. Well, sir, nose painted, sleep and urine. Well, literally, sir, it both provokes and it unprovokes. Oh, it provokes the desire. War! But it takes away the performance.
Is thy master stirring? Our knocking has awaked him. Here he comes.
Good morrow, noble sir.
Tomorrow.
Both. Is the king stirring, worthy thane?
Not yet.
Yeah, he did command me to call timely on him. I've almost slipped the hour.
bring you to him.
I know this is a joyful trouble to you, but yet 'tis one.
In labour we delight in physics pain. This is the door.
I'll make so bold to call. It is my limited service.
Goes the king hence today?
He does? Oh, he did appoint so.
The night hath been unruly. And where we lay, our chimneys were blown down. And as they say, lamentings heard in the air, strange screams of death. Some say the earth was fibrous and did shake.
It was a rough night.
And my young remembrance can't parallel a fellow to it.
Oh, horror. 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 Your tongue nor heart cannot conceive nor name thee.
What's the matter?
Most sacrilegious murder hath broke oath the Lord's anointed temple and stole thence the life of the building.
Well, what is you say?
The life?
I mean, His Majesty.
Approach the chamber and destroy your sight. Awake! Awake! Ring the alarm bell! Murder! And treason! Banquo! Malcolm! Awake! Shake off this downy sleep, death's counterfeit, and look on death itself! Up! Up and see the great doom's image! Out of your graves rise up and walk like sprites to countenance this horror!
What's the business that such a hideous trumpet calls to parley the sleepers of their house? Speak! Speak!
Oh, gentle lady, 'tis not for you to hear what I can speak. The repetition in a woman's ear would murder as it fell. Oh, Banquo, Banquo, our royal master's murdered.
Oh, lass! What, in our house?
Too cruel anywhere! Did I pretty good for it, as I'd say it's not so.
What's amiss?
You are, and do not know it. The spring, the head, the fountain of your blood is stopped. The very source of it is stopped.
Your royal father's murdered. By whom?
Those of his chamber, it seemed, had done it. Their hands and faces were badged with blood, and so were their blades, which on white lay upon their pillows. They were scared and were distracted. No one's life was to be trusted with them.
Oh, yet, and I do repent me of my fury, that I did kill them.
Wherefore did you so?
Who can be wise, amazed, temperate, and furious, loyal and neutral in a moment? No man! The expedition of my violent love outrun the pause of reason. Here lay Duncan, his silver skin laced with his golden blood, his gas stabs like a breach in nature for ruin's wasteful entrance. There, the murderers, steeped in the colours of their trade, their daggers unmannerly breached with gore. Who could refrain? Who had a heart to love, and in their heart, courage to make love stories.
Look to the lady!
Look to the lady! When we have our naked frailties hid that suffer an exposure, let us meet and question this most bloody piece of work to know it further. Fears and scruples do shake us. In the great hand of God I stand, and thence against the undivulged pretense I fight of treasonous malice.
So do I.
Let us briefly put on manly readiness. and meet in the hallway together.
I'll not consort with them. To show an unfelt sorrow is not this the false man does easy. I'll to ground. This murderous shaft is shot not yet lighted. The safest way is to avoid the aim. Therefore to horse, we will not be dainty in our leave taking, but shift away. There is warrant in that theft that steals itself, but there is no mercy left.
Good Macduff, how goes the world, sir, now?
Why see you not?
Is it known you did this more than bloody deed?
Those that Macbeth hath slain.
Alas, the day. But what could they pretend?
They were suborned. Malcolm, Duncan's son, is stolen away and fled, which puts upon him suspicion of the deed.
Against nature still, thriftless ambition that would raven up thine own life's needs. Then 'tis most like the sovereignty will fall upon Macbeth.
He is already named and gone to be invested.
Will you too?
No, cousin. I'll to Fife.
I will thither.
Well, may you see things well done there. Adieu. Lest our old roads sit easier than our new.
Farewell.
Oh, thou hast it now. King, Cawdor, Glarms, all as the weird women promised. And I fear thou play most foully for it. Yet, it was said that it should not stand in thy posterity, but that myself should be the root and father of many kings. If there come truth from this, as upon thee, Macbeth, their speeches shine, why, but the verities on thee made good. If they not be my oracles as well, and set me up in them.
Here is our chief guest. Tonight, we hold a solemn supper, sir, and I'll request your presence. Ride you this afternoon?
Oh, I'm a good lord.
As far you ride.
As far as we'll fill up the time twixt this and supper. Going up my horse the better, I must become a borrower of the night for a dark hour or two.
Fail not our feast.
My lord, I will not.
We hear our bloody cousin is bestowed abroad, not confessing his cruel parricide, filling his hearers with strange invention. Hie to your horse. Adieu, till you return at night. Goes Fleance with you?
I'm a good lord. Our time to score at once.
I wish your horses swift and sure of foot, and so I do commend you to their backs. Farewell. Let every man be master of his time till 7 at night. To make society the sweeter welcome, we will keep ourselves till supper time alone. While then, God be with you. Sirrah, a word with you. Attend those men our pleasure.
They are, my lord, without the palace gate.
Bring them before us. be thus is nothing, but to be safely thus. Our fears, Banquo, stick deep, and in that royalty of nature reigns that which would be feared. 'Tis much he dares, and to that dauntless temper of his mind he hath a wisdom that doth guide his valour to act in safety. There is none but he, whose being I do fear, and under him my genius is rebuked. They hailed him father to a line of kings. They placed a fruitless crown upon my head and put a barren sceptre in my grip, thence to be wrenched with an unlineal hand, no son of mine succeeding. If it be so, for Banquo's issue have I filed my mind. For them, the gracious Duncan have I murdered. Put rancours in the vessel of my peace, only for them, and my eternal jewel given to the common enemy of man, to make them kings, the seeds of Banquo kings. Rather than so, come fate into the list and champion me to the utterance. Who's there? Go to the door and stay there till we call. Was it not yesterday that we spoke together?
It was so much, Your
A
Highness.
while then now. Have you considered of my speeches? Know that it was he that in past times held you so under fortune that you had thought had been our innocent self. This I made good to you in our last conference, passed in probation with you, how you were born in hand. The instruments, who wrought with them, and all things else, that to half a soul, or to a notion crazed, might say, thus did Banquo.
You made it known to us.
I did. And I went further, which is now the point of our second meeting. Do you find your patience so predominant in your natures that you can let this go? Are you so gospelled as to pray for this good man and for his issue, whose heavy hand hath bowed you to the grave and beggared yours forever?
We are men, my liege.
Aye, in the catalogue, ye go for men. Say it, and I will put this business in your hands, whose execution carries your enemy off. Grapples you to the heart and love of us, who wear our health but sickly in his life, and in his death were perfect.
I am one, my liege, who the vile blows and buffets of the world are so incensed. I am reckless what I do to spite the world.
And I another. So weary with disasters, tugged with fortune, I would set my life on any chance to mend it. Or we don't.
Both of you know Banquo was your enemy.
True, my lord.
So is he mine. And with such bloody distance that every minute of his being thrust against my nearest of life. And though I could, with barefaced power, sweep him from my sight and bid my will about it, yet I may not. For certain friends that are both his and mine, whose loves I may not drop, but wail his fall, who I myself struck down, and thence it is to your assistance that I do make love, masking the business from the common eye for sundry weighty reasons.
We shall, my lord, perform as you command us.
Though our lives...
Your spirits shine through you. Within this very hour at most, I shall appoint you where to plant yourself. Acquaint you with the perfect spy of the time, the moment on't, for must be done tonight. And something from the palace, always felt I required a clearness. And with him, to leave no rubs nor botches in the work. Fleance, his son, that keeps him company, and whose absence is no less material to me than his father's, must embrace the same fate of that dark hour. Resolve yourselves apart. I'll come to you anon.
We resolve, my lord.
It shall be done.
It is concluded. Banquo. Thy soul's flight, if it find heaven, must find it out tonight.
Is Banquo gone from court?
Hi, madame, but returns again tonight.
Say to your master I would attend his leisure for a few words.
Madame, I will.
How now, my lord? Why do you keep alone? Of sorriest fancies your companions making, using those thoughts which should indeed have died with them they think on. Things without all remedy should be without regard.
We have scorched the snake, not killed it. She'll close and be herself, whilst our poor Malice remains in danger of her former tooth. Duncan is in his grave after life's fitful fever. He sleeps well. Treason has done his worst. Nor steel, nor poison, malice, domestic, foreign levy, nothing can touch him further.
Come on! Gentle my lord. Sleek are your rugged looks. Be bright and jovial among your guests tonight.
So shall I, love. And so I pray be you. Let your remembrance apply to Banquo. Present him eminence, both with eye and tongue, and safe the while we lave these honours in these flattering streams, making our faces visage to our hearts, disguising what they are.
You must leave this.
Oh, for the scorpions is my mind, dear wife. Thou knowest the Banquo and his fleance lives.
But in them, nature's copies not eternal.
Oh, there's comfort yet. They are assailable. Then be thou jocund. Ere the bat hath flown his cloistered flight, there shall be done a deed of dreadful note.
What's to be done?
Be innocent of the knowledge, dearest Chuck, till thou applauds the deed. Come, sealing night, scarf up the tender eye of pitiful day, and with thy bloody and invisible hand, cancel and tear to pieces that great bond which keeps me pale. Light thickens, and the crow makes wing to the rocky wood. Good things of day begin to droop and drowse, while night's black agents to their praise do rouse. thou marvelst at my words. But hold thee still. Things bad begun make strong themselves by ill. So, prithee, go with me.
The west yet glimmers with some streaks of day. Now spurs the lady traveller pace to gain the timely in, and the other cautious are subject to my watch.
Ah, by your horses.
Who's alive there? Oh!
This is he. The rest that are in the note of expectation already are in the court.
His horses go about.
A light, 'tis he.
Stand towards.
He'll be ready tonight.
And let it come down!
Strike down! Fly, Bill, fly! Fly, fly!
I missed revenge.
Oh, shit. We just strike out the light. We brought one down. The sun is fled. We've lost this half of our affair.
Then let's away and see how much he's done.
Now,
You know your own degrees. Sit down. The first and last, a hearty welcome. Ourself will mingle with society. Pray the humble host. Our hostess keeps her state. But in best time, we will require her welcome.
Pronounce it for me, sir, for my heart speaks. They are welcome.
Here I'll sit, in the midst. Be large in mirth. Anon, we'll drink and measure the table round. There's blood upon my face.
she's banquo then.
Whether thee without and he within, is he dispatched?
My lord, his throat is cut. That I did push.
Thou art the best of the cutthroats. Yet, he's the like that did the same for Fleance if thou didst it. Thou art the nonpareil.
First well, sir. Well, he has escaped.
Oh, there comes my fit again! I had else been perfect, whole as the marble, founded as the rock, as broad and general as the case in air. But now I am cummined, gripped, confined, bound into saucy doubts and fears. Banquo is safe.
I'm a good look. Safe in a ditch he bides with 20 trenching gashes in death. The least the death, the nation.
Thanks for that. There the grown serpent lies. The worm that's fled hath nature that in time will venom breed. No teeth for the present. Get me gone. We'll hear ourselves again tomorrow.
My royal lord, you do not give the cheer. The feast is sold, that is not often vouched while 'tis a making. 'Tis given with welcome. To feed were best at home. From thence the source to meet is ceremony. Meeting were bare without it.
Now, good digestion, weight on appetite, and health on both.
If it please your highness, sit.
Here, had we now our country's honour roofed, by the graced person of our banquo present, who I would rather challenge for rudeness than pity for mischance.
His absence, sir, lays blame upon his promise. If it please your highness, grace us with your royal company.
The table is full.
Here's a place reserved, sir.
Where?
Here, sir. So what is that, who's she?
Oh! Which of you have done this?
What, sir?
They canst not say that I did it! Oh, never shake thy gory locks at me!
Friends, rise. His highness isn't well.
Oh!
Worthy friends, my lord is often thus, and hath been from his youth. Please, keep seats, the fit is momentary. Are you a man?
I, and a bold one that dare to combat the might of Paul the devil.
Oh, proper stuff. This is the very painting of your feet. This is the Erdogan dagger that you said led you to Duncan. These flaws and starts, imposters, to true fear, would well become a woman's story and a winter's fire authorised by her Rondo. Why? Do you make such faces? When all's done, you look good on a stool.
Prithee, see there! Behold, look, lo! What sayest thou? What care I if thou canst not? Speak too! Well, if our tunnel houses and our graves must send those we bury back, our monuments shall be the moles of caves!
What? Quite unmanned indeed.
If I stand here, I saw him!
Oh, fly for shame.
The time there was. When the brains were out, the man would die and there an end. But now they rise again, with 20 mortal murders on their crowns. This is more strange than such a murder is.
My royal lord! Your noble friends do lack you.
I do forget. Do not muse at me, my most worthy friends. I have a strange infirmity, which is nothing to those that know me. Come. Love and health to all. And I'll sit down. Give me some wine. Fill, full. I drink to the general joy of the whole table and to our dear friend Banquo, whom we missed. Would he were here. Avaunt and quit my sight! Thy blood is cold, thy bones are marrowless! Thou hast no speculation in those eyes which thou dost glare with!
Consider this, which is as a thing of custom. 'Tis no other, only it spoils the pleasure of the time.
What man dare I dare? Approach thee like the rugged Russian bear, the armed rhinoceros, the Hurricane tiger. Take any shape but that, and my foe thou shalt never tremble. Or be alive again, and then dare me to the desert with thy blade. If trembling I inhabit, then protest me, the baby of the girl. And sorrow shadow, new mockery. Why so? Being gone, Pray, sit down.
You have displaced the mirth. Broke the good meeting with most admired disorder.
Can such things be? And overcome us like a summer's cloud without our special wonder? You make me strange, even to the disposition that I owe, that now I think you can behold such sights, and keep the natural ruby of your cheeks while mine is blanched with fear.
What sight?
I pray you speak not. He grows worse and worse. Question enrages him. At once, good night. Stand not upon the order of your going, but good. At once, good night and better. A kind good night to all.
It will have blood, they say. Blood will have blood. Stones have been known to move, and trees to speak. Augurs and understood relations have by maggot pies and choughs and rooks brought forth the secret man of blood. Oh. Oh. What is the night?
Almost at odds with morning. Which is which?
What sayest thou? That Macbeth denies his person at our great bidding!
Did you send him?
I hear it by the way. But I will send. There's not a one of them, but in his house I keep a servant feed. I will tomorrow, and betimes I will to the weird sisters. More shall they speak, for now I am bent to know by the worst means the worst. For mine own good, all causes shall give way. I am in blood, stepped in so far. But should I wait no more, returning were as tedious as go up. Strange things have I met, the will to hand. There must be acted, ere they will be scanned.
You lack the season of all natures. Sleep.
Come, yeah, let us to sleep. My strange and self-abuse is the initiate fear that wants hard use. We are yet but young indeed.
And get you gone.
and at the pit of Acheron meet me in the morning. Thither he will come to know his destiny. Your vessels and your spells provide your charms and everything besides. I'm for the air. This night I'll spend until a dismal and fatal end. Great business must be wrought ere noon. Upon the corner of the moon, there hangs a vaporous drop profound. I'll catch it ere it come to ground, and that, distilled with magic sleights, to cause such artificial sprites as by the strength of our illusion shall draw him on to his confusion, that he will spurn fate, scorn death, and bear himself, he hope, above wisdom, grace, and fear. And we all know that security is mortal's chiefest enemy. I'm called, see? My little spirit sits in a foggy cloud and waits for me.
Come, let's make haste. She'll soon be up again.
My former speeches, how do I hit your thoughts? Which can interpret further, only I say things have been strangely born. The gracious Duncan was pitied in Macbeth, marry he was dead, and the valiant Banquo bought too late. Too, you may say if please you, Fleance killed for Fleance fled. Men must not walk too late. Who cannot want to think how monstrous it was for Malcolm to kill his gracious father? Damned fact, how he did grieve Macbeth. But did he not straight in pious rage the two delinquents tear, who were the slaves of drink and the thralls of sleep? Was that not nobly done? Aye, and wisely too. Oh, 'twould have angered any heart alive to hear them deny it. So I will say he has borne all things well. And I do think, had he Malcolm under his key as, and please heaven he shall not, he would find what would to kill a father. So should Fleance. But peace. For from broad words, and because he failed his presence at the tyrant's feast, I hear Macduff lives in disgrace. Can you tell where he bestows himself, sir?
The son of Duncan, who in his tyrant holds the due of birth, lives in our neighbour's court, and receives the most pious Edward with such grace that the benevolence of fortune nothing takes from his high respect. Thither Macduff is gone to wake the warlike Seward, that, with the help of these, with him above to ratify the work, we may again give to our tables feet, sleep to our nights, free from our feasts and banquets, bloody knives, do faithful homage and receive free honours, all which we pine for now. And this report has so exasperated Macbeth that he prepares for some attempt at war.
Was said he to Macduff?
He did. And with an absolute, "Sir, not I," the cloudy messenger turns me his back and ums, as who would say, "Nor rue the time that clocked me with this answer."
And that might as well advise him to a caution to hold what distance his wisdom can provide. There's some holy angel fly to him and unfold a message. Ere he come, oh, that a swift blessing may soon return to our country under a hand accursed.
I'll send my prayers with him.
Yep.
Thrice the grinded cat hath mewed.
Thrice, once the hedge pig whined. Happy Christ, 'tis time, 'tis time.
Round about the cauldron go, in the poisoned entrails throw. Toad, that under cold stone days and nights is 31, sprouted venom, sleeping got, boil out first in the chariot pot.
Double, double, toil and
trouble,
Iron
cauldron bubble.
Fillet of any snake, in the cauldron boiling make. Eye of newt and toe of frog, wool of rat, tongue of dog. Lizard's leg, and rabbit's wing, and his fork and blind worm's sting. For a charm of powerful trouble, like a hell broth boil and bubble. Double, double, double,
joy and trouble,
fire burn, cauldron bubble. Scale of dragon, tooth of wolf, witch's mummy, moor and gulf with a ravine salt sea shark, root of hemlock jigged in the dark, liver of blaspheming Jew, gall of goat and slips of yew silvered in the moon's eclipse, nose of Turk and Tartar's lips, finger of first strangled babe dished to liver by a dram, lift the gruel of spit and slag. Add there too a tiger's cauldron with the ingredients of our cauldron. Double, double,
toil and trouble, fire burning cauldron bubble.
Call it with a baboon's blood. Then the charm is good and
Oh, well done. Well, I commend you for your pains. And now, everyone shall share in the games. And now, around the cauldron sing live elves and fairies in a ring, enchanting all that you put in.
By the pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes. Open knocks, whoever knocks.
Ah, how now, you secret, black and midnight hags? What is you do?
A deed without a name.
Conjure thee by that which you profess. However you come to know it, answer me to what I ask you.
Speak.
demand. We'll answer.
Say if thou hadst rather hear it from our mouths or from our masters.
Call them! Let me see them.
Caught in grease that swam from the murderer's gibbet, throw into the flame. Come,
I
come,
myself in office,
deadly show.
Tell me, thou unknown power.
She knows thy thought. Hear her speech, say thou naught.
Beware, Macbeth!
Beware the flame of fire.
harped my fear aright, but one word more.
She will not be commanded. But here's another more potent than the first.
And I free ears, I hear thee.
Be bloody bold and resolute. Laugh to scorn the power of man, for none of woman born shall harm Macbeth.
Then live, Macduff! What need I fear of thee? What is this that rises like the issue of a king?
Listen, but speak not to it.
Be lion-nettled, proud, and take no care who shames, who frets, or where conspirers are. Macbeth shall never vanquish me until great Birnwood to hard Dunsinane Hill shall come against him.
And that shall never be! Who can impress the forest? Bid the tree unfix its earthbound root? Sweet bodiment, good. Tell me, if thy art can tell so much, shall Banquo's issue ever reign in this kingdom?
No.
I will be satisfied! Deny me this, and an eternal curse fall on you. Let me know! What noise is this?
Show his eyes, grieve his heart. Come like shadows, so depart.
Thou art too much like the spirit of Banquo. Down! Thy crown doth sear mine eyeballs, and thy hair, thy other gold-bound brow is too much like the first. A third is like the former. Filthy hags! Why do you show me this? A fourth. What? Will the light stretch on to the crack of doom? Another yet. A seventh. I'll see no more. And yet an eighth appears, who bears a glass that shows me many more, and some which twofold balls and treble sceptres carry. Now I see 'tis true. For the blood-bolted Banquo smiles upon me and points at them for his. Filthy hags! Is this so?
Aye, sir, for this is so. But why stands Macbeth thus amazedly? Come, sisters, cheer we up his frights and show the best of our delights.
Where are they? Gone! You, sir!
What's your will?
I saw you the weird sisters.
No, sir.
Came they not by you?
No, indeed, sir.
Infected be the air on which they ride. Damned be all that trust them! Who was came by?
'Tis 2 or 3, my lord, that bring you word Macduff has fled the land.
Fled.
Aye, sir.
Time now anticipates my dread exploits. The flighty purpose ne'er is o'ertook, unless the deed go with it. From this moment, the very firstlings of my heart shall be the firstlings of my hand. And to crown this thought with axe, be it thought and done. The castle of Macduff I will surprise. Seize on Fife, give to the edge of the blade his wife, and his babes, and all unfortunate souls that trace him in his line. No more boasting like a fool. This deed I do before the purpose call. But no more sights.
Where are these gentlemen? Bring me where they are!
What had he done to make him fly the land?
You must have patience, man.
He had none. His flight was madness. When our actions do not, our fears do make us traitors.
You know not whether it was his wisdom or his fear.
Wisdom. To leave his wife, to leave his babes, his mansion and his titles, in a place from whence his standards fly. He loves us not.
My dear coz, I pray you school yourself. But your husband is noble, wise, judicious, best knows the fits of the season. I should not say much more. Shall not be long, but I'll be here again. Things at their worst will cease, or else climb upwards to what they were before. My pretty cousin, blessings upon you.
Fathered she is, and yet she's fatherless.
So much a fool am I. Should I stay, would be my disgrace and your discomfort. I take my leave at once.
Sirrah, your father's dead. And what will you do now? How will you live?
As birds do, Mother.
What with worms and flies?
What I get at me, and so do they.
Poor bird. I'll never fear the net nor line, the pitfall nor the gin. But how wilt thou do for a father?
If you were dead, you'd weep for him. If you were not, it were a good sign I should quickly have a new father.
Poor prattler. How thou talkest.
Bless you, fair dame. Be not found here, hence with your little ones. Too frightened thus methinks unto savage, to do worse to you of my cruelty, which is to know your person. Heaven preserve you, I dare abide no longer.
Whither should I fly? I have done no harm. As I remember now, I'm in this earthly world where to do harm is often laudable and to do good sometime accounted dangerous folly. Why then, alas, do I put up that womanly defence to say I've done no harm? What are these faces?
Where is your husband?
I hope in no place so unsanctified as such as thou mayst find him.
He is a traitor!
Now let us
You then! Pride of treachery.
Just kill me, Mother. Run away.
The sea couch in desolate shade. There we cross sad bosoms empty.
Let us rather hold fast the mortal sword, and like good men bestride our downfall and birthdom. Each new morn, new widows howl, new orphans cry, new sorrows strike heaven on the face.
This tyrant, whose surname blisters our tongues, has once fought honest. You have loved him well. He hath not touched you yet. But I am young, and something owed to me to offer up a poor, weak, innocent lamb to appease an angry god.
I am not treacherous.
But Macbeth is.
I have lost my hopes.
Perchance even there I did find my doubts. Why in that rawness left you wife and child? Those strong knots of love about leave-taking. Oh, I pray, let not my jealousies be your dishonours, but mine own safeties. You may be rightly just whatever I may think.
Bleed. Bleed, poor country. Great tyranny, lay thou thy bases sure, for goodness dare not check thee. Wear thou thy wrongs, the title is afeard. Fare thee well, Lord. I would not be the villain that thou thinkst, for the whole space that's in the tyrant's grasp.
forgive me. I think our country sinks beneath the yoke. It weeps, it bleeds, and each new day a gash is added to a wound. I think before there would be hands uplifted in my right, but when I do step upon a tyrant's head or throw it upon my sword, our country shall have more vices than it had before, more suffer, more sundry ways by he that shall succeed.
What should he be?
It is myself, I mean. You might know all particulars of vice so grafted that when they shall be opened, black Macbeth shall seem as white as snow. And our poor country esteem him a lamb when compared to my confineless heart.
Not in the legions of horrid hell can come a devil more damned in evils to top Macbeth.
I grant him bloody, luxurious, avaricious, false, deceitful, sudden, malicious, but there is no bottom. No. To my voluptuousness. Your wives, your daughters, your matrons, and your maids will not fill up the cistern of my lust. And all continent impediments overbear those that shall oppose my will. Better Macbeth in such a one to reign.
Boundless intemperance in nature is a tyranny. It has been the untimely emptying of the happy throne and fall of many kings. Yet do not fear. Our land hath poisons to fill up your will of your mere own. All these are portable, and other graces weighed.
But I have none. The king becoming graces about justice, verity, temperance, stableness, bounty, perseverance, mercy, loneliness. I have none. But revel in the division of each several crime, enjoying each in many ways. You see, if I had power, I'd pour the sweet milk of concord into hell. Confound all unity on earth, if such a one be fit to govern. Speak. I am as I have spoken.
Fit to govern? No, not to live! Oh, nation miserable, with an untitled tyrant bloody sceptred. When shall I see thy wholesome days again, since the truest issue of thy throne by his own interdiction stands accursed, and does blaspheme his breed? Thy royal father was a most sainted man. The queen before thee, oftener upon her knees than on her feet, died every day she lived. Fare thee well. These evils thou repeatest upon thyself have banished me from home. Oh, my breast. Thy hope ends here.
This noble passion, Charlotte integrity, upon my soul wiped away these black scruples. Here, abjure the tainted blames I laid upon myself. They're strangers to my nature. What I truly am is thine, and my poor country's to command. Whither indeed, before thy here approach, old Scylla with warlike men was ready to approach, and soon the chance of our goodness will be like our warranted quarrel. Why are you silent?
Such welcome and unwelcome things at once, 'tis hard to reconcile.
Oh, is more or not?
Oh, see who comes here.
It's my countryman, but I know him not.
My ever gentle cousin. Welcome hither.
I know him now. Oh, God, remove the means that makes us strangers.
Sir, amen.
Stands our home.
Alas, poor country, afraid to even know itself, cannot be called our mother. But our grave, where nothing, but who knows nothing, was once seen to smile, where cries and groans and shrieks that rent the air are laid not marked, and violent sorrow seems a modern ecstasy. The dead man's knell scarce asks for who. Good men's lives expire before the flowers in their caps have died, or ere they sicken.
Oh, relation too nice and yet too true.
It's the newest grief.
That of an hour's age doth hiss the speaker. Each minute teems a new one.
How was my wife?
Why, well,
And my children?
well, too.
The tyrant has not battered at their peace.
They were well at peace when I did leave them. Oh, but I have bad words that would be howled into the desert air, where hearing should not latch them.
What concern they? The general cause? Or is it a fee grief due to some single breast?
No mind that's honest, in it shares some woe, though the main part pertains to you alone.
If it be mine, keep it not from me. Quickly let me have it.
For let not your ears despise my tongue forever, which will possess them with the heaviest sound that ever yet they heard.
I guess that's it.
Your castle is surprised. Your wife and children savagely slaughtered. To relate the manner on the quarry is murdered dear, to have the death of you.
Merciful heaven.
My children too.
One, children, servants, all that could be found.
No, I must be from thence. My wife killed too.
I have said.
Be comforted. Let's make medicines of our great revenge to cure this deadly grief.
He has no children. All my pretty ones. Did you say all? What? All my pretty chickens and they're down at one fell swoop.
Dispute it like a man.
I shall do so! But I must also feel it as a man. I cannot remember such things were that were most precious to me. Did heaven look on and would not take their part? Sinful Macbeth, they were all struck for thee. Not that I am, not for their own demerits, but for mine fell slaughter on their souls. Oh, heaven rest them now.
Be this the whetstone of your sword. Let grief convert to anger. Blunt not the heart, enrage it.
Oh, I could play the woman with my eyes and braggart with my tongue. But gentle heavens cut short all intermission. Front to front. Bring thou this fiend within my blade's length, set him. If he escape, heaven forgive him too.
This tune goes, man. Come, our power is ready. Our lack is nothing but our leap. Macbeth is ripe for shaking.
I have for 2 nights watched with you, but can perceive no truth in your report. When was it she last walked?
Since His Majesty went into the field, I have seen her rise from her bed, throw her nightgown upon her, unlock her closet, take forth paper, fold it, write on it, read it, after seal it, and again return to bed. Yet all this while in most fast sleep.
A great perturbation in nature to receive at once the benefit of sleep and do the effect of watching. In this slumbery agitation, beside the walking and actual performances, what at any time have you heard her say?
That, Doctor, which I will not report after her.
You may to me, and this must meet you should.
Neither to you nor anyone, having no witness to confirm my speech.
Lo you, here she comes. This is her very guise, and upon my life, fast asleep. Observe her. Stand close.
You see her eyes are open.
Aye, but their senses shut.
What is it she does now?
'Tis an accustomed action with her, seen thus washing her hands. I know the continuing it for a quarter of an hour. Yet here's a spot.
Hark, she speaks.
Out. Down, spot, out, I say. 1, 2. Why then? 'Tis time to do it. Hell is murky. Fie, my lord, fie! A soldier and afeard! What need we fear? Who knows it? When none can call our power into account. But who would have thought your man to have so much blood in him?
Do do, Martha?
The Thane of Fife had a wife. Where is she now? What? Oh, will these hands now be clean? No more of that, my lord, no more of that. You mar all with this starting.
Go to. You have known what you should not.
She has spoke what she should not, I am sure of that. Knows what she's known. Oh, then here's the smell of blood still. Oh, will these hands now be clean? All the perfumes of Arabia cannot sweeten these little hands. Oh! Oh!
Oh, what the sorry is there? The heart is sorely charged. This disease is beyond my practice. Yet I've known those who've walked in their sleep and who've died holily in their beds.
Wash your hands. Put on your nightgown. Look not so pale, I tell you yet again. That was buried. He cannot come out on his grave.
Even so.
To bed. To bed. There's a knocking at the gate. Come. Give me your hand. What's done cannot be undone. To bed. To bed.
Would you go now to bed?
Directly.
Oh. Foul whisperings are abroad. Unnatural deeds breed unnatural troubles. Infected minds to their deaf pillows will discharge your secrets. More needs she the divine than the physician. God forgive us all. Look after her. Remove from her the means of all annoyance, and still keep eyes upon her. So good night. I mind she is mated and amazed my sight. I think I dare not speak.
Good night, Doctor.
The Allied power is near, led up by Malcolm, his uncle Seward and the good Macbeth. Revenge is burning them for their dear causes, wood to the bleeding and the grim alarm excite the mortified man.
Near Burnham Wood shall we all meet them, that way they come in.
And what does the tyrant?
Great Duncan ain't he strongly fortifies. Some say he's mad, others that less hate him do call it valiant fury, but for certain he cannot buckle his distempered cause within the belt of room. Well, march we on to give obedience where 'tis truly owed. And meet we the medicine of the sickly wheel, and with him pour we in our country's purge, each drop of us.
Or so much as it takes to chew the sovereign flower and drown the weeds. Make we our march to Burnham.
Bring me no more reports. Let them fly all. Till Burnham Wood remove the Duncan name, I shall not take with fear. Was this boy Malcolm? Was he not born of woman? The spirits that know all mortal consequences have pronounced me thus. Fear not, Macbeth, for no man born of woman shall e'er have power over thee. Then fly, false thanes! The devil damn thee black, thou cream-faced loon! Where gotst thou that goose look? Geese? Villain?
Soldier, sir.
What soldiers, Patch? What soldiers, Wave-face?
Malcolm's horse.
So please you.
Take thy face hence! Doctor! I am sick at heart when I behold. Doctor, I say! Oh, this bush will cheer me ever. Deceive me now. I have lived long enough. My way of life is fallen into the sand. The yellow leaf, and that which should accompany old age as honour, love, obedience, troops of friends. I'm
must not look to have, but rather, in their stead, curses. Not loud, but deep mouth honour breath, that the poor heart fain deny and dare not. Doctor!
What's your gracious pleasure?
What news? More?
All is confirmed, my lord, which was reported.
I will fight until from my bones my flesh be hacked. Give me mine armour.
Does not need it yet.
Oh, I'll put it on. Send out more horses. Scare the country round. Hang those that talk of fear. Give me mine armour. Whoa! How does thy patient?
Not so sick, my lord, as she's troubled with thick coming fancies that keep her from her rest.
Cure her of that. Can thou not minister to a mind diseased?
Therein the patient must minister to himself.
Throw physic to the dogs. Oh, none of it. Canst thou, doctor, if thou couldst, scan the waters of my land, find her disease, and purge it to a sound and pristine health. Pull it off, I say, and then bring it after me. I shall not be afraid of death and pain till Burnham Wood is come to Dunsinane.
Were I from Dunsinane way clear, prophets again should hardly draw me here.
Cousins! Hope the days are near at hand when chambers will be safe.
We doubted nothing. What wood is this before us? It's the wood of Burnham.
Let every man take down a bough and bear it before him.
John Dunn.
We learn no other, but the confident tyrant keeps still in Dunsinane and will endure our setting down the fort.
'Tis his my hope, when there's advantage to be given, both more and less have given him the revolt, and none so with the persuaded things, whose hearts are absent too.
The time approaches that will with due decision make us know what we shall say we have and what we owe. Thoughts, speculative, their unsure hopes relate, but certain issue, Strokes must arbitrate. To our pitch, advance the war!
Hang out our banners on the outward walls. The cry is still they come. Till Burnham Wood remove the Dunsinane, I must not take with fear. Our castle's strength will laugh a siege to scorn. Here, let them lie until famine and the ague eat them up. We might have met them, therefore, beard to beard, and beat them backward home. What is that noise?
It's the cry of women, my good lord.
There was a time my senses would have called to hear a night shriek, and my fell of hair would at a dismal treatise rouse and stir as life were in't. I have supped full with horrors. Direness, familiar to my slaughterous thoughts, cannot once start me. Wherefore was the cry?
The queen, my lord, is there.
shadow creeps in this petty pace from day to day until the last recorded syllable of time. And all our yesterdays have lighted fools their way to dusty death. Out, out, brief candle. Life is but a walking shadow. Oh, a poor player who struts and frets his hour upon the stage and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury and signifying nothing. Thou comes to use thy tongue, thy story, quickly.
Gracious my lord, I shouldn't have thought that which I say, I saw, but know not how to do it.
Just say it, sir!
As I did stand and watch upon the hill, I looked towards Birmingham. Methought the wood began to move.
Life and slave!
If you drew your wrath, if it be not so, within the 3 miles where you see it coming, I say, a moving road.
If thou speakest false, upon the next tree shall thou hang, alive, until the famine cling thee.
If thy speech be sooth, I care not if thou dost for me as much. I pull in resolution and begin to doubt the equivocation of the fiend who lies like truth. Fear not till Burnham wood come to Dunsinane, and now a wood comes toward Dunsinane. No. And out! If that which he avouches doth appear, there is no flying hence nor tarrying here. I begin to be weary of the sun, and wish the estate of the world were now undone. Ring the alarm bell! Blow wind! Come rack! At least we'll die with harness on our back.
Now near enough. You, worthy uncle, with my cousin, your right noble son, lead our first battle. Worthy Macduff and I will do whatever remains to us, according to our law.
Very well. Do we but find the tyrant's power tonight? Let us be beaten if we cannot fight.
Make all our trumpets speak, give them all breath, those clamorous harbingers of blood and death.
They have tied me to a stake. I cannot fly. But bear-like, I must fight the cause. What's he that was not born of woman?
Such a man am I to fear,
Or none.
What is thy name?
Thou wilt be afraid to hear it.
No, though thou shalt call thyself a hotter name than any is in hell.
My name is Macbeth!
The devil himself could not pronounce a title more hateful to mine ear.
No, no more fearful.
Thou liest, abhorrent tyrant. With my blade I shall prove the lies thou speakest.
But thou wast born of woman.
blades I smile at, weapons laugh to scorn, brandished by a boy, a woman born. thou beest slain with no stroke of mine, my wife and children's ghosts will haunt me still. I cannot strike at wretched kerns whose arms are highest to bear their stays. Either thou, Macbeth, or else my blade with an unbattered edge I sheathe again undeeded. There thou shouldst be! By this great clatter one of the greatest notes seems bruited. Oh, let me find him, fortune, and more I beg not.
This way, my lord! The castle's deeply rendered! The tyrant's people on both sides do fight! The noble things do bravely in the war. The day almost professes itself yours, and little is to do.
We have met with foes who strike beside us.
Enter, sir, the castle.
Why should I play the Roman fool and die on mine own sword? While I see lives, the gashes do better on them. Turn, hellhound. Turn! Of all men else, I have avoided thee. But get thee back. My soul is too much charged with blood of thine already. I have no words. My voice is in my blade. Foul, bloodier villain than terms can give thee out. I bear a charmed life which must not yield to one of woman born. Despair thy charm, and let the angel whom thou still hast served tell thee Macduff was from his mother's womb untimely ripped. Oh. Accursed be the tongue that tells me so! For it hath come my better part of man. I will not fight thee! Well, then yield thee, coward! And live to be the show and gaze of the time. We'll have thee as our rarer monsters are, painted upon a pole and underwrit, here may you see the tyrant. I will not yield to kiss the ground before young Malcolm's feet, and to be beaten with a rabble's curse, though when a word be come to Duncan, and thou oppose, being of no woman born. Yet I will try the last. Before my body, I throw my warlike shield, lay on Macduff, and damn be him that first cries, hold, enough!
Some must go off, but by these I see, so great a day as this is chiefly
and your noble son.
Your son, my lord, has paid a soldier's debt.
Then he is dead.
Aye, and taken off the field. But let not the cause of your grief be measured by his worth, for then it hath no pain.
It is worth more sorrow than that I'll spend for it.
He parted well, and paid his score. So God be with him. Here comes newer comfort.
Hail, King! So thou art. Behold where stands the usurper's cursed colours. The time is free. I see thee compassed in our country's pearl, that speak my salutation in their minds, whose voices I desire aloud with mine. Hail, King!
Hail, King! Hail, King! Hail, King! Hail, King! Hail, King! Hail, King!
And kinsmen, henceforth, be earls, the first that we in such an honour named. What's more to do than would be planted newly with the time, and calling forth our exiled friends abroad? We did escape the snares of watchful tyranny, producing forth the cruel ministers of this dead butcher and his fiend-like queen, who has fought with self and violent hands took off her life. This, and what needful else, by the grace of grace, we will perform in measure, time, and place.
Hail, King! Hail, King! Hail, King! Hail, King! Hail, King! Hail, King!
Enough.